that doesn't answer all the questions.
Yeah, but they require public school enrollees to actually attend.
Right.
Right.
Or they're true.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so it seems to me that that would be a really good question for somebody from the New Hampshire School Boards Association as to whether or not local districts can create policies about what is considered full-time enrollment and what is considered, not, so that you would have to be meeting some other compulsory school attendance method.
Could we send that email to their attorney to ask
Yeah.
them?
Barrett,
Yeah,
you wanna ask Barrett?
yeah, I can do that. It doesn't sound like there's a real simple
No,
solution.
No.
Why do you know why the mother wants to homeschool, the parents want to homeschool?
I don't have that much detail, but someone said, I think they're just not morning people. They just don't wanna
Could
get
be
up
as
and get
simple as
going.
that.
I hear that. I hear that.
They only want to attend from 10:15 to 3:15. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, but in my mind, that wouldn't be
I think they see
homeschooling.
it probably as an
Right.
out, they see it as this nebulous area, so we'll just stick it into the homeschooling
Right.
area,
I
which
mean, I
really
kinda
isn't
feel
how
like
that should be used.
a lot of families would like that
Right.
opportunity to have
Yeah, so
more
yeah,
of
school
a
start
school
later.
resource center that you can go to and
Yeah.
use at will.
Also, there's a lot of for-profit programs out there in pre-athletic programs now,
Mm-hmm.
where all the kids dropping out of school and moving to Florida and
Yeah,
becoming
that's right.
the next,
People are looking for a la
Band
carte
of Rivera's
education.
or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of those
That's where I see the
programs
future.
the
of it.
kids
Yeah.
is dropping out
Yeah.
of school for.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
And, yeah.
It's just turning that big Titanic,
It's, uh,
yeah.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Big ship, little
I've
rudder.
talked with that mom online,
You have?
I have,
Oh.
and, there's, I mean, I just know that
No
there's.
judging.
Right, I just know that there's not like they're taking a class from 9 to 10:15.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
So they're not really home educating during the time they're at home. They're
During that time?
During that time.
I don't think so.
No.
But maybe
Yeah.
Wednesday or other days or the evening or whatever, but, I think, well, and then like some kids, like my daughter sleeps till 9, but that's why we homeschool.
Right.
Right.
So that we can shift her
Have that
schedule because she doesn't get home from dance until 10.
Yes.
So we've shifted her entire
We
schedule.
call it a European schedule that we're on.
Mhm.
Same.
Yeah.
It's about these dancers, they have been dancing like 40 hours a week, what?
More than that.
I know, it's insane.
Yeah.
I can't,
You dropped out.
well. I don't think it's insane, I think it's wonderful, but if they do, it's amazing how much time they put in.
So no easy answer, thanks.
Yeah.
That's why I came here today.
I'll get back to that after I talk to Barrett.
Right, because we certainly don't want to impose some
Right.
arbitrary cutoff thing when I said, well, my understanding was, but I can't find it written anywhere, so maybe I'm missing a document or,
Mhm.
But I'm under that impression as well.
yeah.
So I don't, but I wonder if it was, I don't know where I got that impression, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It was
read
under
it.
that-
I've read
I've read it
too. I don't
somewhere.
know where, but I've read
There's
it.
no, it's not in the rules, it's not in the law, it's just something that we figured, well, okay, so.
that makes sense.
Let's
It
homeschool
was
it.
kind of an understanding
Yeah.
between HEAC members a long time ago, like, when people were talking about what is, and I think they actually had a vote around the table that they agreed on
Yes,
that.
right, there were,
Yeah.
we had someone from the superintendents, the school boards, the principal, we had a.
Yeah, but
a
it's
full
not
board at the
binding
time. No, it's not.
on people outside the council,
I mean,
it's
if
just
somebody
kind of
was
like, this is
gonna-
our agreement
Right, yeah.
as a council, that this is what constitutes
Yeah.
That makes sense.
providing home education.
If somebody was gonna contest it, it was basically an informal agreement.
Yeah, that's right,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's it. Anybody else? Well, in that case, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go back through your thing here about the annual report.
Oh, we didn't do that yet?
No.
Wow, okay. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, so does anybody have any comment on this little paragraph
I
you've got in
do.
front of you?
Yeah, so it says that it will be presented by the chair in April, but we don't have an April meeting. We have a March meeting and a May meeting.
No, presented, what I meant was, we're gonna email it.
All right,
Email
but when
it
you
out in
email it, then
April.
you're gonna also email it to the to be put on the HEAC website, because at that point it
Yes.
will become public,
Right.
public document.
Right.
Alright, so I think
Although,
we need
you
to
know what, it's
clarify
a
that.
draft,
Draft,
it's a draft.
A draft.
The
Now,
draft,
what we were told by Aaron was that anytime that the whole council gets a document, it is therefore subject to right to know. If it's a little subcommittee,
Huh.
committee that does not constitute a quorum, then it is a draft, that is not public.
that's different than what, come on.
We should have a right to know.
I asked Aaron specifically.
Well, actually, it wouldn't be something, we wouldn't have voted on it yet, it would just be
It
distributed.
doesn't matter.
In April.
Nope.
It's because it's been emailed to everybody and there's possible discussion on it,
Yeah.
that's why.
That's what happened last summer.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but
And
if
we didn't realize at the time that that was an
But if
issue, because we thought it was a draft.
if
And
we
so I
don't
went and
have
asked
this-
Aaron after the fact.
if
and
we
she
don't
said,
have discussion on it,
doesn't matter. If it's
'Cause-
been sent out to all the members of the council.
that's weird, because when I was
It's a public
talking,
Then it's a public document.
when I was talking to,
Okay.
come on,
Why does it need to be sent out? Why can't we just?
just so you can read it,
Reviews it.
Come to
and
the-
see if you
come
wanna
to the
make-
main meeting,
if you wanna
prepared
make
to speak about it.
comments on it, make,
There were problems
changes
last
to
year.
I know.
Yeah.
wanna make changes to it, we could make it at the
Can-
May meeting.
can it be just sent out with the agenda?
Then at that point, it is a public document.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're gonna vote on it at the meeting.
Oh, yeah. So then it's
What's
not
wrong with
an
it being a public
approved
document?
Yeah,
minutes.
it's not,
Well, if he's gonna
Yeah.
send it to the council, then he needs to make sure he's also having it
Right.
posted on the DOE website.
As a draft.
And,
As a
yes.
As a
yeah,
draft.
but
It's a
Doesn't
draft
have to
and-
be posted in 2 places? Or is that just meeting?
from what I was,
I think the
Treat it like a
meetings.
from what I was told
I think it's just
yesterday.
meetings.
Meetings.
I think it's just meetings.
Yeah.
From what I was told yesterday, see, it's a draft, and if it hasn't been voted on, because it's not the minutes are a different thing. But this would be, like a proposed document.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
until we,
Yeah,
and until we actually, vote on it,
but because of the questions that came up after the fact last year, I specifically asked that to Erin, and that is what she told me.
see, I got different answers.
No, I think you're right, it is a public document,
Well,
but
the
it should be
lawyers.
labeled draft.
Yeah.
That's right, just label it draft.
Yeah.
Because if there's something problematic in it, then it becomes a gigantic
That, because then it's already been
fireball.
released to the public.
Becomes a giant
Right.
fireball, which could be
Uh-huh,
solved
and that's the
easily.
whole,
You know, it can be solved, somebody sees. "Oh,
so
why
put
did you
together a
write this?"
subcommittee that does not constitute a quorum, and then that subcommittee can discuss it amongst themselves and make a recommendation that will then become public.
I was gonna say, but it still that has to be public.
That, the recommendation of the subcommittee
Yeah.
will become public,
But we
but
have to
the
take
draft
minutes.
of the subcommittee would not be public.
I don't know, cause I know if even the subcommittee's gonna have to have minutes.
Yeah, if there's a subcommittee, there has to be minutes.
Yeah.
And if there's a document connected to that, I would assume it
Yeah.
would have to.
You
be
always err on
public.
the side of disclosure. You write the
Yeah.
number, pretty much,
Right.
right?
Yeah, except the subcommittee's doing the business of the board, they have to have, when the
Right.
subcommittee meeting has to be posted, and there has to be minutes and things
Yeah.
like that if they're doing board business.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a suggestion. I don't know what people would think about this. Either to have an April meeting to come in to discuss the draft, and if that's not possible, if the whole thing was brought to a May meeting and people disagreed with it, then call a June meeting.
Well, we could do that, but I was trying to avoid having to call an extra meeting just for the, because what if we don't get a quorum, then we can't vote on it.
So maybe try an April meeting,
Um,
so then you have May.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good
I think
idea.
that's a great idea.
Meet in April.
Just to
Just
discuss the report.
Just, yeah.
You know what, if we have, I'm gonna make some more inquiries about this. And if we have to, then I'll call an April meeting. And if we don't get a quorum, probably not a huge issue, because at least there'll be people there and we can discuss it. We can't vote to
Right.
make changes on it, but at least we can bring up that certain things were objected to or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah.
Unless you wanna have it done for March.
I thought
Yeah,
it was in
at
there.
that point,
right,
it's so
you still
early. It's almost too early to make the
Yeah.
report at that
Right.
point,
Right.
because I thought of that too. See, when we were meeting every month, it was a little simpler. You
Yeah.
could schedule it
Yeah.
for, you know, April to be voted on in May,
Right.
you know. Okay, well,
So then what is
I
the
think we'll-
outcome here?
we'll put off the,
You're not gonna do anything with this
we'll
tonight?
put it off, because in March, we're gonna meet again in March for sure.
Okay,
And at that point in time, there'll be more clarity.
okay, so there's no motion about this right now then?
Did someone make a motion?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, well, then it doesn't have to be withdrawn.
Yeah.
Or tabled, because we could table it too if there had been one.
Well, I actually, you know what, after looking at this for 1 second, I do have another question. Because it says the chair shall give due consideration to the comments and concerns of the council members before finalizing the said report. But it seems to me like it has to be finalized before we can vote on it,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So if we
What
have
that
an
means
April
is,
meeting,
what that means, see, what I wanted to do was send it out in April, and then when people come to the meeting in May, whatever they wanna say, and then I'm gonna be the one that, well, this year, the one that finalizes it, but I have to, you know, we got, basically do it there at the meeting.
right,
gotta
but you won't
write
be
it
able
up.
to actually rewrite the entire thing at the meeting, will you?
Well, I don't think the whole thing would have to be rewritten.
Well, this annual report thing here is not saying that the final report is going to be voted and approved by the council. Doesn't say that anywhere
Well,
here.
you know what?
Okay,
When I
well,
looked at
that's
the-
what I would like it to say.
I looked at
would
the
like that
statute
to say
again,
that.
Amy,
Mhm.
and the statute
I
says
see your note at the
the
top.
council to provide a report.
Right.
So that kind of implies
Mm.
that the council, it's got to be the consensus, not necessarily every last person on the council agreeing with it, but, you know, pretty much consensus.
So, but her concern about it being approved and voted by the council is not in this thing that you handed out, is what I'm saying.
So we would
I'm
have
not
to
saying
change
that
Okay, yeah, that's
I'm
what
not
I
saying
mean.
that I
I'm-
agree or disagree
I'm-
with the point, I'm just saying that her
Yeah,
concern is
no,
not
you're right.
listed here.
Right.
That's a
So we have to
clarification.
change the wording
Yeah.
to make it sort of say that.
So then, in that case, then you do need to make sure that it is rewritten and then re-presented,
Yeah,
so that you have the
that's what
document
we're
to
gonna
vote
do in
on.
March.
If it's brought in, regardless of whether we meet in April, like if we met in April and the report was brought in, wouldn't it then become a public
Yes, oh,
document
yeah.
as well?
Oh, yeah.
So does it make a difference if it's emailed or if we meet?
Well, apparently,
There's no comment on
apparently
it, no replies.
Yeah, yeah. What am I, I'm missing something, I think.
Yeah, it's strange to me too, but
No one can reply to
no
the
one
email.
can,
Yeah,
apparently no one
Right.
can
Yeah.
You can't
reply.
have
If
an
it's-
online discussion, because
Right.
then there's no minutes.
Yeah.
and
And
that's
then
why-
That's
then
what I
it's-
was missing.
And that's a
Right.
non-public
Thank you,
meeting.
that's what I was missing, thank you.
Yeah.
We just send an email that says,
Okay.
you know, do not
Thank
reply
you.
to this email. It's just like-
Yeah, right.
And
Right.
it would
Yeah.
still become public as of that meeting, once it was passed out.
Oh, yeah.
And so if, the document were published as public, could it have a giant disclaimer on the top
Sure.
that just said, this is a draft, it will
So
be?
this is a draft subject to
Right.
vote, yeah.
Feel free to show up to our next
Yeah, yeah.
meeting if you really have a comment,
Mhm.
don't email.
Okay, I'll get this, I'll clarify this, and I'm gonna talk some more to the attorney that I spoke to
Thank
the
you.
other day. Okay, I
new
think
kids.
that's it. Anybody else before I,
No, one just additional question about my situation, I forgot I had a text message to remind me to ask this, and, they wanted to know, is the school obligated to report on progress for the student for the time they're participating? Are they obligated? I think they want to, but it's gonna be difficult now if the student starts missing Wednesdays. So I would say not obligated.
It's up to the homeschooler to do their evaluation.
Right,
yeah, they're
okay.
subject to
If
the
they
same.
have some data they wanna present to the parent, take it or leave it, this is what we have for you.
Is this student in their ADM count?
The student is in Power School, but not enrolled. So Power School is where attendance is kept, so I'm sure they're keeping attendance. But I don't know if it's the students being
Probably
counted
not.
in the ADM.
Doesn't sound like it.
No.
If they're not, because they're not enrolled, there's a letter on file for homeschooling.
Right, okay, right,
Yeah, if
So
if
then-
they're not enrolled, there's no evaluation responsibility.
right, yes, I'd agree.
But
That was our initial
I.
thought, but I'd
Yeah.
bring it to the
No
experts.
basis in law.
It's one of those questions.
Wow, what a situation. Good luck.
So come on, this could counsel at the right time. let me-
Okay,
So I
again.
Anybody else?
I said, try again for an adjournment.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, second, anyone?
Second.
There we go. All in favor?
Myself and
The
Ryan.
new kids.
Motion carries. Okay, we're back
Totally
here.
forgot my question. I'll just throw it out there, I don't need discussion. The reporting of the private school. Remember I had asked Heather before she left, and we never heard back. So we
What?
throw it on next
Yeah,
meeting, but I'm just,
Yeah, I'll
it
write
was
that down.
never,
Let's
the
forget what
public,
that
the
was.
private schools, I was in contact with somebody from the private school and they didn't report any homeschool numbers at all. It was not on the form anymore. And I had thrown that out there to Heather and she was gonna look into it.
That was
She had
weird,
no
because
idea.
the last I had heard, they had changed the form, so you didn't have to swear that this was accurate, because how can you
Right.
swear it's accurate if you don't really know? So it was just, to the best of your knowledge, how many homeschool students do you have as a participating agency?
But that number,
But-
it's not, that wasn't even on the form.
That surprises me,
So-
because that's the last thing that,
What form is this?
A12E.
yeah,
What?
A12E?
E.
Oh.
A12.
A12E, yeah.
Oh, that one.
It's a number.
Oh, and who's it go to?
It goes to the department, the schools, all the schools, it has the attendance for the schools too.
Oh, okay.
But also the number of homeschool students that they have as a participating agency.
So can we throw that on?
Unless it changed again,
Right, can we throw that on the March agenda?
yeah,
Just
yeah, I made a note of it here.
figure that out.
Okay, well, we're adjourned because we voted on it.
Yeah.
And we let you
In other words,
talk
get
anyway.
out.
You let me talk anyway.